The veepstakes has concluded. Vice President Kamala Harris picked Minnesota Governor Tim Walz as her running mate, and Kentucky was in the spotlight for a good period of time. Governor Beshear called it an honor to be considered for running mate and called Tim Walz a great friend. You see him at the inauguration there. For Beshear, it is possible that the very thorough vetting he received by the Harris camp could keep him in consideration for something else. As he was vetted, Beshear made the case that many around the country saw successful bipartisanship and how a Democratic governor can be so popular in a deeply red state. However, Beshear was ultimately not the pick. UK political science professor Stephen Voss shared his thoughts on what Walz brings to the ticket.
The hope for the Harris camp, presumably, is that Walz, with his sort of everyman persona and manner of speaking, will help with the sorts of voters they've been losing and help more than Walz's very progressive ideological stance will hurt with those swing voters.
So, Representative Moser, I want to begin with you here. First, did the veepstakes do more for Kentucky or more for Beshear in this case?
Yeah, that's an interesting question. I think anytime Kentucky is mentioned and highlighted, it's a good thing for Kentucky. I would say that Kentucky maybe got some positive press, but we certainly have a lot of good things going on without the national spotlight specific to that. We have very business-friendly policies. We have a lot of things that the majority has worked on for years to make sure that Kentucky is in the spotlight. We're attracting businesses, we are attracting jobs, we have great tax reform. We've even got, I guess, the Sundance film festival coming. So, you know, we're you know, doing great things. We have tourism, we've got the bourbon industry, so our signature horse industry certainly keeps us in the spotlight, and we know that Kentucky's just a beautiful state. So I think we've got great things going on.
Do you agree?
I do agree. I think it was positive for Kentucky. You know, sometimes we have some negative things that we sometimes are connected to. A lot of the talk around J.D. Vance and his book sometimes is not so positive for Appalachia. So I think it was really great for Andy to be mentioned, for a lot of the good things that we're doing to be highlighted. Our economic successes as of late, you know, since he's been in office, we've had more than $30 billion worth of investments announced here. I think his personal handling of COVID, then the Eastern Kentucky floods, the Western Kentucky tornadoes, were something that made him very attractive to the Harris campaign. So I'm just thrilled that we get to keep him first and foremost, but I think it was great for him, and I think it was great for all of us for him to be talked about in such a positive manner.
To step away for a second and talk a little bit about Governor Walz. Whenever I spoke with Professor Voss there, he noted that it is unlikely that Walz will have any impact on how Kentucky ends up voting in the presidential election. What do you see are some pros and cons that at least Kentuckians can identify with?
Well, I think we all know that Kentucky tends to be a very red state, especially when it comes to the presidential election. But I have heard over and over again from so many teachers who are so excited that a teacher has been chosen as the vice presidential running mate to Kamala Harris, and it's a big win for them. They feel personally, obviously, we have a lot going on in the state right now, and we're going to talk about that a little bit later with Amendment 2 and whether or not public tax dollars can go into private schools, and so I think that that's a leg up for us as we start to have those conversations here this fall.
Representative Moser, what do you think of Governor Walz?
Well, I can't honestly say that I know a lot about him, but from what I've read and heard in the last week or so, he seems to be right in line with Kamala Harris's really progressive policies. And if she was looking for someone to really skew things left, I think that she did a great job. He seems to be a little further left than most Kentuckians. So, you know, I'm hoping that people pay attention and they come out and vote and really know that anything that he brings to the table probably is not going to align with Kentuckians generally speaking.
Well, I think one thing about him that I love already is he brings this energy that's kind of like a sitcom dad. You know, I think he
And
just
almost
seems really
overshadowing
sweet. It
Kamala.
can a little
Yeah.
bit, but I think, you know, from what I'm hearing and what I'm seeing is just that they are joyful and they are bringing a lot of joy and a lot of hope again, to where I think a lot of people felt that they didn't have great choices. A lot of people weren't real happy with President Biden being the nominee, and I think that we've seen a huge shift in that, and the energy that I'm seeing and hearing and feeling is amazing.
We have just a little under a minute left here yet. You know, for voters, regardless of party, whenever you see such what appears to be a joyful message resonating,
Yes.
how does that hit voters if they're not really plugged into the issues?
You know, I think it brings a little excitement, and I think that this is maybe going to make some voters pay attention to things a little bit earlier than they normally would. We are all political junkies, so we're in it all the time, but I think the average voter really doesn't start paying attention to the election until about October, and I think that this is going to draw a lot of eyes and ears a lot sooner.
Representative Moser,
Yeah,
last word.
I would agree with that. I mean, it is an energetic campaign all of a sudden. We already had quite a lot of energy on the Republican side, and so you know, I'm looking forward to hearing what they each have to say. Maybe you know, during the debates, we'll see how this goes. But on policy, I think it'll be interesting to and probably a really stark difference.
All right, we'll have to leave the conversation there, but we still have much more ahead this morning.